Okay, so this is our first feedback meeting. Basically, what I want you to know is that this is just a snippet of support that we could provide. So we were in here just a few minutes and found lots of great things that were happening in the classroom. So during that time, you did a great job of supporting students who are struggling with mathematics word problems. So that was a great piece that we saw consistently in the time that we were here. So real quickly, how do you think that action impacted what happens in your classroom?
Me supporting them or them struggling and needing support? Which angle?
Both, either.
Well, I think them struggling themselves is teaching them that it's okay, that struggle is not a bad thing. It's a productive process. And then me supporting them lets them know, yes, you're going to struggle, but I will be there at the end if you struggle and you're unsuccessful in solving your issues or clarifying.
Yeah, good. So today I want to dig into a strategy called aggressive monitoring. Okay. Now, aggressive monitoring is several steps. We're going to just start with the first one.
Okay.
All right. So what that means is we are going to create a pathway to monitor your students, and you are going to get to or touch your fastest writers first.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that like the easy fruit?
Your fast finishers.
Okay.
So whether they're high, low, medium, in between, whoever writes first, that's who you want to target first.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I write on this, or is there a?
This is for you.
Okay.
Take notes of whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna say it again. The two things that we're really gonna work on is to create a pathway for your students.
Can I pause while that student gets let in?
You can go, Cooper. All right, so create a pathway to monitor your students and hit your fast finishers first.
Okay.
So, thinking about those things, what might be some keys to success by looking at those two pieces?
Oh, yes, I am. Keys to success of targeting them. Why would I want to target them? Is that what you're looking for? Well, I'd want to target them because they have most available time. They're either they find the task too easy, they find the task too hard, and so they just click through it, or there's lack of caring or commitment to doing their best product. So they have the available time. So how can I use that time effectively?
Okay. Now thinking about, I'm gonna do something else first. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to show you a video of a teacher doing aggressive monitoring. Okay, so this is kind of the whole thing. I want you to really make note of, like, if you can notice her pathway or if you can notice who she's targeting.
Okay.
Okay. This one. See all my exemplars.
You have two really short passages to read. They're more like little paragraphs and a prompt at the bottom. You're going to plan on the back. So it mostly just looks like a blank piece of paper, but that's where your plan is going to go. It's a little bit of outline practice. You have 12 minutes to do this. Begin. And I'm coming around first looking for those full headings. Add $1 to Jason for his urgency. Don't forget the act of reading. The passages are short, but you should still do that. coming around now, checking for your author's purpose note. I'll check it off if it's correct. I'll put a dot if it's not. Don't forget that note. An author's purpose note should start with a verb. The author is trying to do what? It could be to inform, to persuade, any of those things. Just make sure it starts with a verb. You have 7 minutes remaining. You want to be getting to the outline within the next minute. And now that I'm seeing people getting to the outline, I'm coming around checking your thesis statement.
Okay, I'm going to stop it.
Don't forget to...
Okay. Gave you kind of a overview of what this teacher does for aggressive monitoring. So, kind of give me like a rundown of what actions did you see the teacher doing?
She had it timed out, how long she expected each component to take, and then she was able to keep them on pace, which I would say would be targeting the slow finishers, not the fast finishers. And then she knew exactly what she was looking for because of her clipboard, and they did as well because of her verbal saying, this is what I'm now looking for. Mm-hmm. I noticed her pathway. I'm guessing you're talking like her walking path, right? Mm-hmm. I would say she probably had the ones that she was targeting on the outside because she was going into the center, but there was a lot on the outside, so the edges of her. I mean, she didn't have groupings, but rows. Mm-hmm. I noticed that it was just a quick check-in of, that you've got it or you don't have it. So I'm guessing that maybe at the end they could go back and finish it or fix it or something like that. Or maybe it's not something like that. She just wants them to know that this is good and this is needing work. She was able to give like a little snippet of guidance, but not in depth, dragged down. Mm-hmm. So it's one-on-one. That's
okay.
I think, basically.
That's good. All right, now thinking about that and thinking about your lesson, what do you think the gap is or the difference is between the two?
Well, I didn't have a clipboard, and I let them dictate the time versus dictating the time to them. So, which is maybe she's got more experience, so she knows, okay, this takes them about this amount of time, where this is my first year in this grade level, so I'm more, all right, how long is this taking them type thing. I did not keep them on pace as far as like she did with, okay, you should be at this, though my lesson really didn't have multiple things they were doing in it, the part that you saw at least.
Sure.
And then because of my groupings, I'm fighting the confines of my classroom more than she is.
Mm-hmm. Space. So how do you think this might be useful for you in your teaching?
I could move. I've situated them in groups for various reasons, but maybe I could move the kids that I target in easier accessible spots. Just ones because there is more flow around certain desks than other desks, and so if there's not a good flow around it, I may subconsciously not go to that area as often.
Okay. So one thing I want to point out is that you're really going to be hitting all students. You're just hitting your fast finishers first. So you're going to go to your fast finishers, your medium finishers, then your slow finishers, just so all students are receiving feedback, not just a couple.
So when I go to the fast finishers, what does that process look like? Like I go to them and I look at their papers, I give them feedback on...
So eventually, this time, we're just going to work on the pathway, making sure your pathway works. Okay? Does it flow? Does it work well? Can I walk there easily? Do I know who to go to first? Okay? That's really all we're looking at now. Okay? Eventually, we'll talk about that next piece. Okay? Are you okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, I want you to now tell me what is your action step going to be? What is it that you're going to be working on this next week?
Well, I need to, I want to make notes of that. I need to identify.
No, it is recording. Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
I need to identify those target students, the fast finishers. And I need to evaluate my seating.
Okay.
And so I might need to move seatings.
Okay.
Even maybe to different configuration. I struggle with the group. I haven't found a seating yet that I feel really great about. Either due to not being able to get to them or them not working in groups.
Okay.
So I need to maybe play around with a different seating arrangement.
Right.
But if that's what we're targeting, that's what I need to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, I liked how you said that. So, I like how you broke it up into your own steps. So that was really good because that is what makes sense for you. So ultimately, your overarching action step is aggressive monitoring. Within the aggressive monitoring, the things you want to work on is identifying your fast finishers, evaluate your seating, and maybe possibly come up with a different configuration for that. One thing I would add, Terry, is that you need to determine a pathway. So once you have your seating in place the way you want it, then you need to figure out how you're walking.
I apologize. We had the walls blow up. I'm in the school.
Okay.
And Jeff's son got sick and his wife's in the hospital.
Oh no.
That's where he's at.
I hope he's okay.
So-
Well, we kept going. We're recording it for
Oh,
you
wonderful.
guys.
Oh, let me
Yeah?
get out of the way.
No, you're okay.
If I have to be recorded, you get it too.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, we have about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
All right. So, we can do two things. All right. We can sit down now and work on your seating configuration so you can determine what your pathway is. Or you can look at your classroom now and determine what a pathway might look like and see what's working and what's not working.
Do you have any advice on which would be more effective? Should I keep this groupings, come up with a pathway, see if that works, and if that doesn't work, then change the seating? Or would that be more effective, or try, because I'm already aware of issues with this seating.
Okay. So I think it depends on you. So if you're not happy with the seating you have currently, then this is a great opportunity for you to switch it up.
Then let's switch seating.
Okay. So, what is it that you were thinking about when you're thinking about seating?
I like the groupings because I like the group work.
Okay.
I've done what I don't like about the groupings is the talking, because this class is very talkative, and I also don't like how tight it is in certain corners, as far as being able to get by people.
Okay.
So I've thought about taking out this table here, which would make more room for the groupings that exist.
Okay.
Because I still have my table over there, or I can move this table to the side over there. That would give more room because I like them centered on the board.
Okay.
That would change that, but that doesn't change the talking thing. But I don't know how to change the talking aspect of seeing someone face to face. They naturally want to talk to them, and still have easy groupings, easy group work.
When you do group work, do you do like A/B partners, or do you do all four
Both.
together?
Both.
Okay.
So I'll do like most of the time it's your elbow partner, which I might have a group of 3 or something like that if somebody's missing. But there are times that, okay, now you've talked to your partner, your elbow partner. Okay, get a consensus of the group. Especially like I've been doing that more of the group thing with the icons that we just went to that training. That's been more of a definite whole group project. So it's like an individual and to the whole group.
Okay. So maybe one thing I can think of where you could keep it this way but try and separate it just a little bit is just move these 2 out farther, so then there's a space in the middle.
Right. I remember at the beginning of the year when you came in, we tried to have the space where I could walk in.
Did that not work?
It wouldn't work because of the limited space in here. But if I take this table out, then it may work because I could spread those out.
Okay.
That way, the area is from here to there.
Right. So my question is, do you need this table at all?
No.
Okay.
That's like,
So
I mean, I can work around it.
My next question would be to your principal. You would go ask if this table can be removed in order to have some space in order to do the work that you need to do. So that could be a conversation you have with the principal.
Okay.
When you have a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Until that point, we can try and figure out just a different spot just to get it out of the way, and hopefully you can get that table removed.
Well,
okay.
I could just put it over there where the bean bags
The
are.
cushions are right now.
And I can take the cushions out for right now, period. Like I can take out that whole area over there, put this over there. Then I can pull these back. The only other hampering thing
Would be
is
your Chromebook.
computers.
And is there another spot for that?
It makes it real hard because you've got the plug-in issue. I don't
There's
think
a plug-in right there.
is there,
Mm-hmm.
but then it blocks student work. I could move it over there and then just move it out of the way when I use those. I wasn't sure when I initially set it up how much I would be using those drawers and cabinets over there, but I'm not over there. It's
That
not like
often?
exactly. It's not like it's
Okay.
daily. So if I move that over there, then that would allow more room for that. It has to be something. I like the way it's set up where they can approach it on the right side and the left side because I have them put their computers up themselves, and I will have them do it one direction at a time.
Okay.
So now that I'm thinking about that, if I move that over there, I can't do that.
It would only be one side.
One side. But then I could do it.
Yeah, your procedure would change just a little bit. If you moved it back here, you could find a different spot for the bottom 8 of your student work, because student work is important. We want to display that. So we could find a new spot for that. Then kids could still enter from both sides.
It's hard because like the walls are, unless you tape it up, you're not going to get it up.
And that's what I was thinking, like maybe on this window area, you could tape them up.
Or I do have a, the name escapes me, where you hang your sentence strips and things like that.
Yeah.
Pocket charts. Frame.
Okay. So that might be something you consider.
Okay. That'll take a little bit of thought. Where else?
Where else might it go?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe moving your books.
Oh, I don't know if there's a plug right there. There is one back by the window.
So that might be an option.
Yeah, that might be an option.
Okay, so we're getting to the end of our time. So what I want to share with you is that we are going to work on aggressive monitoring. All right. what that means for you right now is that you are just doing what we were just doing, okay? Figuring out what your seating is going to be, like you said. Evaluate that. Fix it. Not
Okay.
fix it, but like work on
fix
it, right?
Right.
And as you're determining where things are going to go, or who is going to be sitting where, think about what you saw in the video as far as her pathway had her fast finishers on the outside because it was easy to get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're working on it, I want you to have that in mind. And so what I want you to do is when you create a seating chart, okay, so write this down. I want you to create a seating chart. Okay. I want you to code it in some way so we know who your fast finishers are, who your medium finishers are, and who your slow finishers are.
Okay.
However you want to code it, that
Okay.
works for you. Okay? And then start walking that pathway.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything with it, just walk it.
Do you think things will naturally happen as I walk that way? Okay.
So I want you to really focus on walking the path. Okay? So now you tell me what it is that you're going to be working on this next week.
I'm going to create a seating chart with the fast, medium, and slow finishers coded on there, and I'm going to start walking the pathway that I have designated as the desired pathway.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. And then when will we meet again?
Yeah. So great question. So throughout the next week, we're gonna come in and just do your normal walkthroughs, just all of that.
Okay.
So hopefully at some point we will be observing you walking this pathway and seeing that there was a change in how you were setting things up in order to accommodate for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then let's meet again. Let's find a time to meet. What?
Phone is recording.
It is recording, so I was trying not to. All right, so my calendar next week.
Okay.
I'm pulling up my calendar too.
Okay.
I'm not texting.
So our next meeting, what does the 17th look like at the same time, like at noon?
It is St. Patrick's Day.
It
That's
is.
what it looks like. Green.
Yes,
It's
is
gonna
green.
look good. Green. That works for me.
Okay, so 12 to 12:30.
Sure.
Detailed calendar.
Does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you gonna send a calendar invite?
Yep.
Okay. I was about to do it. I'm like, no, she sends it out.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. I will accept your
Thank
invite.
you.
You're welcome.